Good evening and salutations, my Deja Relations. So, let's talk about Jada and Ray for a minute. Because essentially, the roles are in reverse. See, for a while, Ray has been being an ass, in a sense. I get the anger, I get the hurt of just the thought, the mental image, of her being with somebody else other than him. Some of the stuff he was saying was outlandish, but, when it comes towards anger and hurt, being rational is just not in the cards. Hell, even Gabby, his own sister, couldn't even tell the difference between those two at one point. Now, he's still angry because he's thinking that she's still sleeping with Sean. But once Jada explains why her blouse is there and everything like that, he believes her. So he believes her. So he confesses. Now, just to give a bit of points or whatever to Rafe, Jada took a while to sit there and confess. She came up with excuses why I didn't want to hurt him and whatever. But you still took a while to sit there and tell him the truth. He told you right then and there. So he tells her he slept with Sammy. And now she's upset. Now, in all reality, he could have just put on his big boy pants and just confronted her and asked her what happened, why is your stuff still there, if you said that it was only a one-time thing, and talk to her like a reasonable adult. Instead of acting like an immature child and decided, oh, well, this is out of payback. Because don't get me wrong, what Jada did wasn't right either. No matter if you sit there and says, oh, I did it because I want, I need a comfort, I need to escape the pain. There's other ways you could have escaped the pain. Hell, there's so many new toys on the market that the possibilities are endless. Okay? You didn't need to sit there and escape the pain by sleeping with Sean. I don't care how much of a dark place he was in, that's no excuse. Okay? Unless you was looking for payback. Jade does not strike me as the type of person that was looking at payback. So whatever the excuse was, I'm not with it. Okay? I'm not with it. But hey, listen, she did it. Eventually she owned up to it and Rafe acted like an ass. But now he tells her the truth and she's upset. But the thing is, you were just in that same spot a couple weeks ago. You were practically on your hands and knees begging him to be understanding, to be forgiving. Now you're acting like a hypocrite because the situation is so similar. It really just comes down to a misunderstanding. You're upset with him because he slept with another woman, but you slept with another man. You didn't know, but that's no excuse for you to sit there and do what you did. You know, one of the reasons why I actually really want to do this review and talk about it tonight is because, usually when people are looking at this stuff, and I've seen comments, usually when people are looking at this stuff, it often a lot of times it comes down to looking at this with emotion, right? Also, gender. Listen, there's no secret that most women that are looking at this situation are going to sit there and side with Jada. Not because of the circumstances, because she's a woman. That's just how it is in society, unfortunately. But I find it very interesting. Now, to be honest, I'm not on either one of them sides because both of them are out of pocket. Gabby, the queen of the queen of unaccountability, is questioned by JJ. Now, JJ questions her, and she tries to take it personal. Her story has so many holes in it. Her alibi, which she really doesn't have one, and the fact that she sat there and lied to him. There's a point where He was like, I came there to visit you. Oh, I was asleep. That's weird because I saw you at the square. Oh, I forgot my notebook or whatever. You were just asleep and then somehow you like what? Like that story doesn't add up. But the thing about JJ is that when JJ Smith confronted Gabby, JJ stands on business, but he barely stands on business. JJ, you're not built for somebody like Gabby. Gabby is a very strong, temperamental woman. You can hear it in his voice. This isn't, oh, I don't want to confront you. I don't want to sit there and accuse you because I love you. You don't want to confront her because you're kind of intimidated by her. Stefan was never intimidated by her. Stefan would sit there and hold her damn feet to the fire. JJ, you're just not built for her. But while she does have some good excuses or some good reasons of why she wouldn't shoot why she wouldn't shoot EJ, mostly for being in a hellhole like that in the first place, well, you have a history of you literally a couple weeks ago, he's like, I just stopped you from almost shooting him. She says, I was desperate. You're emotional. You're irrational. What's to make him sit there and think, what's to make everyone think that you wouldn't do that again? So you're still out of pocket. But she runs off. Now she's going to be angry at him for simply doing his job. Yeah, this is what it comes down to. Now let's get to the Xander and Kristen part. See, this is where most fans, like one of my amazing subscribers, Janet, was like, I tried to give this show a chance. It just doesn't work. In a scene like this, I understand why. So she pulls out a gun on him. She's like, hey, you're going to reverse the decision. Okay? I worked too hard to sit there and get to where I am, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of laws and there's a couple of things that have to be worked around other than him just simply calling Shin and be like, oh, I need you to reverse the decision. He talks her down, right? By reminding her when she says she lost everything, well, she didn't lose Rachel. She puts the gun down. Now she wants to play let's make a deal. Hey, I'm more equipped at this job than Shin is, so why don't you out him and put me in there? Are we just going to forget about the 20 minutes that you held him at gunpoint? That's what he says to her. Like, really? You think that's somebody that I can sit there and trust? What if you're having a bad day or I don't like the decision that you made? You just going to sit there and put a gun on me then too? So he tells her in no uncertain terms to kick rocks without socks. And, yeah. This is like, this is pretty much where we are with Days, right? They do things like this, and it's like, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense in, I guess, a soapy way, but like, even with that, it's like, what do you thought he was going to do? He's just going to be like, you know what? You do have a good point. And yes, she probably knows how to run DiMera way more than he does. Because she's worked at the company longer. She knows the ins and outs, the players and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter because you pulled out a goddamn gun. And he's just supposed to forget that? Yeah, we had to sit through 20 minutes of her grandstanding and, all this stuff. And we all knew that he wasn't going to shoot her. We all knew that she wasn't going to shoot him. We all knew that. So 20 minutes of our time that we collectively are never going to get back. Congratulations, Days. Sammy talking to Kate, and Sammy's talking to Kate. Nothing really of value comes from it except for the fact that she does share her theory that maybe Johnny, after hearing the news about what EJ did to Sammy, he was done. Now, my 2 cents. Kristen, as much as she hates EJ and what he's done, she wouldn't do it. Johnny, as much as he hates what, as much as he hates what EJ did to Sammy, he wouldn't do it. So let's just get those two out the way. Now, Kristen runs into Sammy. Doesn't really add too much, so there's no point in really talking about it. That's generally about it. Now, it's funny, I did this review before, and for some odd reason, it didn't stick. So hopefully it will stick now. Maybe I just clicked on the wrong thing or whatever, but share this video. I know there are Days fans out there. I know there are Days fans out there because I see them all the time on Dishing Days. So maybe sharing this video would definitely help. I miss doing Days reviews. I feel like with B&B, they're just very easy and not that much time that's really put into it. But I do miss doing Days, so we're gonna have to sit there and try to shuffle some stuff around and see what we can do about that. But definitely share the video because it does help with the numbers, does help motivate me to do these reviews. And we'll talk about all the other 4 shows, you know what they are, tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.